I'm going to show you how to turn a printable worksheet like this one into an electronically fillable worksheet where your subscribers or your students can directly type into the worksheet. Hello, I'm Auret from Essetinomedia, helping you create profitable content. I've designed hundreds of worksheets, forms, checklists, all kinds of PDFs, anything that you can think of, using Adobe Acrobat DC for my clients. If you don't already have Adobe, I'll put the link in the description below so you can check it out. But it makes it super simple to make any worksheet electronically fillable, and even does some of it, or possibly all of it, automatically for you. So if you will be doing this very often, it's a good investment to think about, and it's quick and easy. So let me show you how to do this. So as you can see here on the screen, I have a printable worksheet. It's actually one that I had recently designed for one of our clients. And you can see here there are a few fields. So there's this one up here, this one, and then it does the same thing down here. So the first thing you want to do is see if Adobe can pick up which fields are automatically fillable. So to do that, you got to go over to the tools area here. And if you don't see this bar, by the way, just click on this arrow on the side off to the right. When you click on that, it'll expand the menu out. So you want to go to more tools and then scroll down to where it says prepare form. And it's basically going to scan the document and find out which fields are fillable for you. So we're going to hit start. And you can see here, it only picked up those two white fields. So it put them already here for you. And you can see here when I hit preview, this is what it looks like on the front end. So right off the bat, it looks really big. The text is really big. So I'm going to want to decrease the size of the text, but it's good that it picked those up too. And all we need to do is manually create these fields here. So let me hit edit. If you're one of the lucky ones, you might not even need to do any of the manual work, but in case you do, I'll show you how to do this. So first of all, let's double click on this field. This is just the name of the field. Every single field that you create in the Adobe form needs to be unique. If you have two fields with the same name, then it's actually going to do this thing where if you start to type into one field, it'll put that same data into the other field. So make sure the names are unique. So I'm going to leave that as is. Tooltip is if you want the person to see a little tip when they hover over the field, but I don't need this, so I'm going to delete that. I'm going to go over to appearance, and there's different little things that you could do to customize it, like the border color, fill color. I don't want this to be auto size because it ended up being too big, so I'm going to change this to font size 10, I think is good. And you can also change the text color or the font if you like, but I'm going to leave that as is. Hit close, and so you'll see here, this is much cleaner, right? Go back here, quickly change this to 10, and it already has a unique name, but I'm just gonna delete that tooltip. And now all that's left is to create the fields manually. So at the top here, you'll see different types of fields. There's a drop down, there's a scrolling menu, radio buttons, check boxes. This one here that it automatically filled in for us is a simple text box, but I imagine that people will want to type in more. So I'll show you how to create a paragraph box. Whether you're creating a regular text field or a paragraph one where people are going to be typing more, it's still the same one, which is this one right here. So let's hit that, add a text field, and then I'm going to move my mouse down and try to get the corners to align with a little bit of a border. I like leaving a little bit of a border. So let me zoom in so you can see this better. So you see here I've left a little bit of a border, and what you want to do is just drag the corners. Let's move over here so that it aligns nicely. All right, that looks pretty good. I'm going to double click on that and just name it number 1. That's good. No tooltip. All right, so the appearance is defaulted to font size 12. I'm going to select 10 again. Right now, when you just type it in, it's going to be a plain text field. But if you want the text to wrap around, and if they're going to be typing in a lot more into the form, then you want them to be able to scroll through all of that text that they just entered in. So I'll show you what I mean here. You want to go to where it says options and hit multi-line. So when I hit that, and I'm going to preview it, you'll see here, I'll just type in a bunch of stuff and paste it so you can see what it looks like. So if I'm typing in multiple lines like this, it automatically brings up a scrolling bar off to the side here. And if I click out of it, it still allows me to collapse it, which is really nice. So always select that multi-line option if you anticipate they're going to be typing in a lot more. Because if you didn't, let's just, because this one wasn't multi-line, right? It just goes all the way off to the side, and as you can see here, there isn't a scrolling feature, so that's kind of annoying to navigate through all that text. What I need to do now is just basically copy and paste this field into all of the other bars. So let me do that really quickly. I'm just going to delete all of this. Let's go back to edit. So you can see here I'm switching between the edit and the preview views, and that allows me to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to select this field, right click, copy, and then right click over here and select paste. So now all I need to do is just move it as best as possible into place. And I'm going to do that with another one, and I'll show you how to make sure it's all nicely aligned up in a second. So let's do that right here. Remember, we don't want to have the same name for each field because it'll start to duplicate. So let's change this to number 2 and change this to number 3. And now what we want to do is I'm going to click and drag these 3 fields here because I want to align it center. So off to the right hand side here, you'll see there's one that says align, and it has like a line in the middle. So I'm going to click on that, and it's going to align all those into the center. And I'm going to also click on distribute horizontally so that it automatically ensures that the space between the fields is equal. So that makes it nice and clean. I clicked on that. Now let's go ahead and preview that. I'll zoom out so you can see what it looks like as a whole. All right, that's looking quite good. Yep, I like the size of that text. I always have a habit of checking after creating the fields, just because you'll go ahead and copy and paste a whole bunch of fields down on the form and realize that it was all wrong. Something was wrong with it, and you'll have to go back and do it again. So this way I know that those fields are the ones that I like, because you can't change the font size and all of this stuff on multiple fields at once. You have to go into the properties of each field and do it. So I'm going to go ahead and do this exact same thing, but for this section, and I'll show you what the completed fillable worksheet looks like. So now all I have to do is we'll copy this, actually not that top one, just these 3 right here. Okay, right click, copy, right click, paste. It's going to bring these down. I'm going to move it into place. And again, do that with 2 more. So I'm just hitting Control C on my keyboard and Control V to paste it. And let's do that. Again, we're going to select all of this, hit Align, and then Distribute horizontally. Again, make sure after you've copied and pasted that you're changing the tool name. I'll show you what happens so that you know what I'm talking about. So you see here, as I'm starting to type in and I click out of it, it's going to put that same data into the field that is named with the same name. So that is why these fields are both named number 1. So that's why you want to make sure you change that when you go to test it. So we ended up at 3, so let's do 4. And because you copied and pasted the fields over, it's going to keep the same font, same text size, so I don't need to change any of that. And also the same options, the multi-line thing. So all of those will be paragraph fields. All right, and now we hit preview, and there you go. You have a fillable worksheet ready to go. All you need to do now is just go to File, Save As, and when you send this PDF off to somebody, they'll be able to open it on their end and fill it in from their laptop or mobile. If you're short on time, by the way, and you have many handouts that you need to create these fields for, or you have a bigger workbook, I'd be happy to take this project off of your plate. I can either create or design these worksheets from scratch for you, or if you already have your PDFs ready to go, I can make it electronically fillable for you. So if that sounds helpful, please reach out to me. I'll put my email address in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.